Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sarah Speaks podcast. The podcast where we rediscover leadership, fuel our purpose, and walk the path of destiny. It is a podcast that will transform your thinking, your career, your leadership, and your business. I am Sarah Isangwedo Ajose Adiogun, the host of the Sarah Speaks podcast. And today we are beginning a powerful 4-part series which is themed Bridges That Connect You with Destiny. You can watch our former podcast on Bridges That Connect You with Your Breakthrough. And arising from that podcast and reading Eric Partaker's post on LinkedIn where he talked about 20 critical skills that are necessary for success by 2030, it occurred to me that all of the skills he spoke about are actually bridges when I connected it with our former podcast on Bridges That Connect You to Destiny. And that inspired this 4-part series that we are going on starting from today. And today we are beginning with a very powerful podcast, episode 1 of the series, and it talks about building your inner bridge. It needs to start from within. For you to walk this path of success, for you to walk this path of purpose, for you to transform your life, transform your business, transform your finances, transform your destiny, you need to first start with the job of building from within. Because like I say to my children, the altitude of a man is determined by his decisions, his choices, and his actions. So, building yourself, building your capacity, being prepared when opportunity comes knocking is the first bridge that we must cross if we will truly succeed in our lives. And so, let's take a seat, grab a cup of coffee, water, or tea, grab your notebook and a pen, and we will dive right in. Today, we are building the inner bridge, and these are the foundational skills and concepts that determines everything else. If you will succeed in business, if you will succeed in leadership, if you will transform your life, if you will transform your community, your nation, your business, if you will transform yourself to become who you really ought to be, you must build the inner bridge. And today, we'll be talking about 5 foundational concepts, 5 foundational skills that are necessary to build the inner bridge. The first bridge we'll be talking about is the bridge of self-awareness. Lao Tzu says, "He who knows others is wise, but he who knows himself is enlightened." And the Bible tells us that we must learn to remove the log from our own eyes before we can see the speck in others. So, as a person, you must master yourself before you begin to think that you can lead others or you can master other skills that will enable you succeed in life. For you to lead, you must locate. So, who am I is a foundational question. What do I want to achieve is a foundational question. What do I know is a foundational question. What do I need to know is a foundational question. Self-mastery. Who am I? Where am I going? Before David could defeat Goliath, he defeated the lion and the bear. And because he defeated the lion and the bear, when he was faced with a giant, he was able to say, "The God that delivered me from the lion and the bear will deliver you into my hands." When the opportunity comes for greatness, how have you prepared in the secret place? How have you mastered the skills that will enable you to excel even as you go into the limelight? Because many people fail when limelight comes, because limelight illuminates your flaws. Limelight illuminates you in a way that people see What they would normally not have seen when you were small, now you are big, you are successful, they begin to pick at it. Your excellence, your mastery is built in the secret before the limelight. We're not talking about arrogance. We're not talking about blowing your own trumpet. We are talking about building yourself up, habit by habit, mastering the right skills, building the right habits that will enable you make the right decisions, make the right choices that will establish you both in your career and in business and in life. Because the choices that you make always determines the altitude you can aspire to and get to. Because many people dream, they do not actualize those dreams because the habits that will deliver those dreams, they have not mastered it. I was reading something yesterday and the writer said something. He said, the man that will succeed in life needs to master boredom. Millionaires are not made in the places where there's a lot of noise and where there's a lot of enjoyment. You see people, you've just made a little money, you are going from party to party, nightclub to nightclub. You are not building, you are scattering. If you want to consolidate your wealth over time, it takes mastery of your spending, the ability to save, the ability to invest, the ability to sit down and study and know the business or the investment principles that will guide your choices. It takes time. It takes you being able to be by yourself. It takes you being able to meditate. It takes you being able to spend a long time studying. The man that will succeed must master boredom. And it hits me that this is so true. Many of us want to attend all the Owambe parties. We want to wear all the Asoebis. There are businesses, those in entertainment businesses, that works for them. But if you are not in the entertainment business and you want to do the way the entertainers do, you will not succeed. When you look at Obo, Davido, you talk about Davido. Before Davido became so loud, he was quiet. He was building himself up. It was after he blew that we began to see him everywhere. So we need to learn that concept. It is biblical. Build in secret. And then when it is time, when you now have the skills to show, when you have now acquired the knowledge to show, when you have built the habits that will stabilize you, then you can come into the limelight. You must master yourself before you can master others. Self-awareness is key. The second skill we will talk about is focus. The ability to focus on a thing until you best it. Many of us give up too easily. You've done it once, you've done it twice, and you are tired. You just want to go, this thing is too hard. I can't do it. I read a book where we were told to starve our distractions and build our focus. Because in the world today, there are too many things distracting us. Just scrolling through social media. You do it once, you do it twice. In scrolling through social media, you spend your money, you waste your time. Many of us are still trying to master that skill. But it is something that we need to master. You must be focused and you must be purposeful. The internet never forgets. What you post will come to haunt you later. So you must be purposeful. What do I want to say? How do I want to say it? Who am I saying it to? Too many people are getting lost today because they have not been able to build the discipline they require to succeed in this fast-paced world where everything is at your fingertips. You must minimize your distractions and you must maximize your focus if you will succeed. It's a foundational mastery for anyone that wants to succeed in life. Even if you go back to school, those who will succeed in their academics are those who focus on the academics when they are in school. If you focus on party, if you focus on enjoyment, no matter how intelligent you are, you will come out with an average result. For you to come out with an outstanding result, you must have been able to build focus, attention, goal-oriented, delivery orientation. That is what determines success in life. And it's not something that you can achieve in one day. It's something that you will consciously need to build. Block off time slots in your calendar where you are focusing on specific tasks. It can be 30-minute blocks. It can be 90-minute blocks. It can be 60-minute blocks. It's just a time where you block off in your calendar and say, for this time, this is what I want to do. In Nigeria especially, there are too many things distracting us. Family, friends. Most of the time, people walk into your office, walk into your home. They want to see you and they want to see you now. Your family, your workers, your colleagues need to know that between this time and this time, this is a time that I focus on specific things and I don't want any distractions. Even Jesus taught us this principle. He said that he was here to focus on his Father's work. So he knew why he was born, why he was on earth. He knew his purpose. For you, what is your purpose? Why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you in this career path? Why are you in this business? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Why are you doing what you do? Why do you get up every day to ply the trade that you ply? Have you ever thought about it? For this season, you might have a purpose. For another season, you might have another purpose. But the purpose for your life, what impact do you want to make and leave behind, must be very clear. And you must ensure that all of your activities are building together to achieve the ultimate objective of your life. Focus is key. And my late father always used to tell us, if you do not know the destination, you can never find your way to get there. You need to know where you are going for you to carve out a pathway, for you to be able to have a plan, a strategy to achieve it. What is that goal? Focus on achieving it. Number 3 is time management. Teach us to order our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Are you ordering your days? The only resource every man on earth has in equal measure is time. We all have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There is nothing anybody or anyone can do to change that reality. What differentiates one man from another is the ability to manage that time and put it to good use. I tell people, anyone that wastes your time is an enemy to your progress. You are supposed to have a meeting, it's supposed to start by 9, and the boss doesn't get there until 2 p.m. and you are sitting and you are waiting. Anybody that come and see me at 11 and the person gets there at 10:30 and has to wait until 4 p.m. to see you, anybody that wastes your time is an enemy of your progress. Because every minute that is productively invested will yield a reward. Don't waste time. What are you doing? I don't really have what I'm doing, no. I'm just resting. You are resting today, you are resting tomorrow, you are resting next tomorrow. Every day that you lose cannot be regained. We talk about restoration as Christians. But the fact that restoration does not mean that all the time you have wasted. You are starting from now. When they talk about Job was restored in his old age, the children of his youth, he never got them back. For a man that has wasted his life until he got married at 50, he will do school run at 55, that his friends did at 30-something. So while restoration is good, let us do the right thing at the right time. We must manage our time. But praise God, really, for restoration, because it is never too late. My people say, I'll say it in my native tongue, a Sanla dialect, and then I'll tell you what it is in English. It says, "Ejori atase ole oda juhon. Ege no rare rewo we ole obi eso." Your head is at the level of your height. You cannot be 4 feet tall and your head will be 6 feet high. No, it needs to be on top of your body. So, as tall as you are, that's where we'll find your head. The other one is that when you wake up is your morning. When you wake up is your morning. So yes, we might have lost time, but the next best time to begin to manage our time is now. Let's not wait until tomorrow. We'll tell good stories, but many of the people who succeeded in old age did not live long to enjoy the wealth. We talk about them today. They left generational wealth, but they didn't enjoy it. You suffered for 60 years, and by the age of 75, you started succeeding or 80 something. So let's start today to build our wealth, to make the right decisions, to use our time judiciously. Nobody has more time than the other, which is something that great men realize early in life. If you look at Elon Musk, he fills his calendar, he builds it, he plans to the seconds, minutes, because he realizes that every minute wasted is time wasted that could be invested in something meaningful. To succeed in life, you must be able to look at time and know that time is a resource that must be managed. Otherwise, the mismanagement of time is the mismanagement of life. And that is why so many lives are broken, lost. Mismanagement of a key resource that God has gifted us all in equal measure. For you to succeed, you don't manage time, you manage your priorities. What are the important tasks that you must do today? What are the things that you must learn today? Because your ability to focus, manage your time, and address your priorities is part of what builds the habits that will determine success. And for you to do this, identify 3 things you must do today and just start. Take action. Begin. And then make it a priority to use your calendar judiciously. Manage your time. Book time slots for different activities. And as much as possible, keep to it so that you can manage the trajectory of your life. As you manage your time, as you assign time to priorities, you are managing the trajectory of your life because time is life. Number 4, emotional intelligence. They say a quiet word turns away wrath. How do you manage people? How do you manage relationships? Is it only all about you? How you feel? How you see it? What you think? Or do you realize that in this life, there is no monopoly? Teamwork makes the dream work. You must work with people if you will succeed. And the best way to work with people is to ensure that they know that you care. A dear friend of mine, Dr. Steve Oje, always used to tell us something. And I know he was quoting John Maxwell. And he says, for your people to give you their best, to give you their hands, they must see your heart. They must know that you care. You must be able to look at your people and help them balance their work and their life so that they have a robust life and they can come to work with their whole hands to work and to deliver their best for the organization every day. Because everybody wants to give their best to an organization that cares. And we say in HR, people don't leave organizations, they leave their supervisors. What kind of colleague, what kind of boss, what kind of supervisor are you? And the 5th skill we'll talk about today is communication. Communicate, communicate, communicate. I tell people, communication is a skill that everybody needs in life. In marriage, communication is key. In family, communication is key. In parenthood, communication is key. In childhood, communication is key. In business, communication is key. In organizations, communication is key. As a human, communication is key. And the Bible tells us in Colossians 4 verse 6, it says, let your conversation be full of grace and seasoned with salt. People should leave you feeling better about themselves than they did when they came. Feedback is a gift. Use it judiciously. Don't use it to destroy and don't use it to kill. Communication is not just about what you say. It's about how you say it. It's about when you say it. It's about understanding who you are saying it to and pitching it in the right way to that person to ensure that the person you are pitching that message to gets the right message. It is key. It is a skill, and we can learn it. As a parent, you need to learn how to communicate with each child individually if you are going to raise the responsible adults that you require. As a boss, if your business will succeed, you need to learn to communicate with your staff appropriately so that they are empowered to give their best to that organization at any point in time. You can't make all the decisions for your organization. You can't be the only person that works for your organization and that organization will succeed. You must liaise with suppliers. You must liaise with customers. You must liaise with your staff if you have them. Because at the end of the day, it is people that help us to succeed. And for this message to make a meaning in your life, you need to look at yourself and say, which of these 5 skills do I really need to build if I will succeed in my life today, in my business today, in my career today? Do I need self-mastery? Do I need to build my skills in the area that I'm moving so that I can succeed? Is it focus? Is it that there are too many distractions in my life and I just need to focus so that I will succeed? Is it time management? Do I need to manage my time more appropriately if I will succeed in life? Is it emotional intelligence? Do I need to learn how to talk to people, how to interact with people, and how to build people up using my words? Do I talk to people and I kill their spirits? Or am I someone that blesses with my mouth? Do I need emotional intelligence? Do I need social intelligence if I will succeed? Do I communicate appropriately? That's the 5th skill we've spoken about today. Do people understand me when I talk to them? Am I pitching the right message in the right way to the right audience to get the right outcomes? This is about building ourselves up from the inside out. Because only then, when we are strong enough, can we come up to the limelight and excel and shine so brightly that our light becomes a leading light to many more generations behind us. Our light shines so brightly that it cannot be hidden anymore. And that's why today we talk about the Okonjo-Iweala. We talk about Tony Elumelu. We talk about Ige Enokwede. We talk about Jim Ovia. We talk about Osagi Okumbo. We talk about captains of industry and Aliko Dangote, because they have learned to master themselves. They have learned to build in secret. They are now at the point where they are shining, and we think that we can shine like them, but we don't want to put in the hard work they have put in. You want to become a Davido, a Kiss Daniel. You want to become a Mo Abudu. You want to become an Obi Ezekwesili. You need to first master yourself before you get into the limelight. Because when we talk about Elon Musk, we talk about a man who slept on shop floors, who works 80-hour weeks because he knows what his goal is and the sacrifices he needs to make to achieve his objective. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, for you to attain success, you must be skilled in the art of enjoying boredom. And I will end by saying, destiny doesn't wait for the perfect time and situation. Destiny happens to those who are prepared. Thank you very much. And this is our episode 1 of our 4-part series on building the bridges to destiny. And don't forget to join us in episode 2, where we talk about the outward influence. You build in and you influence out. Thank you very much. Let's stay inspired, let's stay aligned, and let's keep building the skills that will enable us to attain our altitude. This is Sarah Esangbedo Ajose Adiogun of the Sarah Speaks podcast. See you in our next episode, and do have a great day. Thank you.